Hello and welcome to another episode of Salary Voodoo, the show right here on the MMA Engine where I, your host Monk, aka the Monkmatician, break down 3 fights from a Salary Voodoo perspective. We don't talk about fighters, we don't talk about fighter stats, just the Salary Voodoo stats and salary statistics overall. So before we get into it, guys, please, or thank you for being here. Please like the video and subscribe to the MMA Engine channel. And without further ado, let's get right into the 3 fights for UFC Vegas 60. Here are some rules. Actually, first, Salary Voodoo offers stats that aim to give you a fresh, unique angle when it comes to DFS lineup construction, especially for GPP tournaments. I glean stats from historically unusual places such as salaries, fight positions, weight classes, etc. Just keep an eye open and you will see what I'm talking about. Heavily probability based and very heavily overanalyzed, I'm sure, as well. All Salary Voodoo stats tracked since 1/1/21. That's when DraftKings pretty much changed their scoring model and their salaries. Natural salaries used for calculations, meaning only salaries that total 16,200, like 82, 8,000, 88, 74, stuff like that. And lastly, guys, comment the fights you want to see from UFC Vegas 61, the next event, from a Salary Voodoo perspective. I need your help. It's no fun if I choose all the salaries, so be sure to drop a comment down below and let me know what fights you want to see me break down from a Salary Voodoo perspective from UFC Vegas 61. I believe that's in 2 weeks. Let's get right into it. First fight of the night, picked by Mauler 138. This one is a bantamweight fight. 8,600 versus 7,600. We have Javid Basharat on one side and Tony Gravely, the underdog pick, on the other side. Let's start with bantamweight, guys. Bantamweights make the optimal lineup 51.09% of the time, meaning whenever there is a bantamweight fight, someone from that fight makes optimal at that rate. The second fight of the night, very good fight to target, 56.76% optimal rate, and the salary pair of 86 and 76. Someone makes optimal out of those two salaries 59.42% of the time. That is a ridiculously high number, and we are under leveraged, guys. You want to see negative leverage here. That means we are under owned by 7, almost 8%, 7.75%, meaning the salary pair makes it optimal 59.42%, and we are only putting those in our lineups at about 51% right now. So we are under leveraged to this salary pair by 7.5%, basically. 8,600, the average ownership for that salary is 27.26%, and we are under leveraged to that salary. Very, very good numbers there. Which means it makes optimal at about a 33% rate. We'll get into that here in a minute. The stance, this is Orthodox versus Orthodox. Finish win percent for 8,600 is 39%. Decision win 26%. Has a great win rate as well. For 7,600, average ownership 24.4%, and we are under leverage to that position as well. So we are under owned to both sides of this fight as a whole, which is very good. We got to get these guys in our lineups. Finish win percent for 7,600 is 22%. Decision win just 13%. We'll get into the individual salaries now. These salaries have been used 69 times. The 8,600 has made optimal 23 of those times for an optimal rate of 33.33%, guys. Ridiculous. Anything over 25 is very good. Anything over 30 is fantastic, and we're at 33% on 8,600. Has a 65% win rate. When it does win, it makes optimal 51% of the times, and it has an average DraftKings points per win of 97.67. These numbers are fantastic, especially in this salary range. 8,600, a great salary to target. The underdog salary, the B side to the $8,600 salary here, 18 times 7,600 has been optimal out of 69 uses. That is a 26% optimal rate. Again, over 25. This salary pair is no joke, guys. The win rate of 34.78%. Pretty much, 2-to-1, 86 to 76 win rate. When it does win, it makes optimal 75% of the time, guys. 3 out of 4 wins for 7,600 make optimal, and its average DraftKings points per win is ridiculous. Probably the highest number we'll see on this show. 104.44. Guys, you have to target this fight. This is a must-target fight. Will this fight, obviously, is it going to be cursed? Is it going to be blessed? I think you guys know what the rating on this one is for Mauler 138. This fight is a Bernie. If you see a Bernie, that means we got a blessed fight. We have that good salary voodoo. Someone is making the optimal according to historic probabilities. So the 8,600 has the 6th best salary score overall, 6.49. 7,600 has the 12th best salary score overall, barely above 8, 8.04. Put these two together, this is one of the best salary pairs you can possibly play. Of course, we're going to get a Bernie. You got to target this fight. We're 8% under leveraged to this one, so I will be all over this fight. Probably the Gravely side, to be honest, but be sure to watch my other videos this week, and you will know exactly what to do. Next fight. Again, this one, Mauler138, he got two of them in there this week. We have Anthony Hernandez at 8,700 going against Marc-Andre Barriault at 7,500. A middleweight fight. Someone from middleweight weight class makes the optimal at 50% of the time. Fight number 9, not as good as fight number 2. 44.59%, one of the lowest fights to make optimal according to probabilities. And then the salary pair, we are way over owned on this one. 46.27% optimal, and we are over that by 2.22%. So we're drafting it at almost a 50% rate, and it is only making optimal at a 46% rate. Average ownership for 8,700, 24.83%. The average leverage here is fantastic. Here's how this breaks out. One of these salaries is very good. The other one is terrible. I'm sure you can guess which one. 8,700, we are under owned by 8%, which means it makes optimal at a very high rate compared to the 24% ownership. Finish win percentage for 8,700, almost 30%. Decision win percentage, almost 44, or actually just over 43%. So a huge win rate for 8,700. Let's check out 7,500. Average ownership, 23.66%. We are over leveraged by more than 10%, guys. It only makes optimal at a 13% rate, and we are drafting it at a 23, almost 24% rate, just throwing away our salary here. Finish win percent for 7,500, almost 18%. Decision win percent, just under 9%. So let's get into the individual salaries. The $7,500 salary has been used 67, well, they've both been used 67 times. 7,500 has made optimal in just 9 of those times. It's one of the only salaries that does not have double-digit optimal performances since 1/1/21. It has 9. 13.43% optimal. This is one of the worst numbers out of all salaries offered, guys. 13% is terrible, and especially at this range. We're not even close to the bottom of the barrel of salaries here. I'd say we're mid-range, low tier, and we are at 13% optimal. It only has a win rate of 27%. When it does make optimal, we are just 50%, or when it does win, rather, we're just 50% optimal. Average DraftKings points per win, 93.63. So not a good salary to play, the 7,500. It is a real drag. Let's go to the 8,700, a very good salary to play. 22 times it's made optimal. That is a 32.84 optimal percent. Again, anything over 30, fantastic. We also get a 73% win rate. And when it does win, guys, 44.9% optimal. Average DraftKings points per win, 94.99. Man, the $8,700 side makes me want to give this a Bernie, but the $7,500 side makes me want to rate this as a cursed fight. Let's see what it actually is. We got a frozen jack here. We got a cursed fight. That $7,500 salary is just too low, too poor to play. 8,700 is the 7th best salary overall with a salary score of 6.64. Meanwhile, 7,500 is more than double that, well, almost double that. 13.17 salary score. That is the 27th highest. There's only 30 salaries that I'm tracking actively here. Probably going to have to be 31, 32 now that 9,700 is apparently a thing. But that makes this the 4th worst salary to play. 7,500, 4th worst. Put those together, man, the 7,500 just drags this whole fight down into frozen jack territory. We have a cursed fight here. Check out Odds on Optimal to see how to play this. I personally love the Anthony Hernandez side, but so does everyone else, meaning his ownership is going to be very high. So keep that in mind. According to the salaries, this one is a cursed fight. Next fight. Fight number 3, the last fight on the card that we will talk about for Salary Voodoo. Please hit that like, hit that subscribe button as well here on the MMA Engine channel. And thank you for checking out the video. Guys, we have the most closely lined fight of the night, and it is the co-main event. We have Gregory Rodrigues. We have Njokuani, $8,200, $8,000. Picked by AJ Philbrick. Thank you, AJ. Glad to see you back in the comments. Middleweight fight, this one, again, 50% optimal. This is the 13th fight of the night, the co-main event. 13th fight of the night makes optimal 55.17% of the time, a fantastic rate. And someone from the co-main makes optimal 1% more, or 3% more than that, rather, 58 0.11%. The salary pair of 82 and 8,000, someone's optimal from that pair 51.52% of the time. And we are just a bit under owned on this fight, still at minus 1.37% leverage, meaning we can get another 1-2% worth of leverage in this salary pair. It is a good pair to play. Average ownership for 8,200 is 27.14%. We are over leveraged on this salary, the 8,200, by 4.5%, guys, meaning it does not make optimal anywhere close to the 27% ownership rate. Finish win rate 24.24, decision win rate 21.21. So less than a 50% win rate on this favorite salary, the $8,000 underdog salary. 80 or 23% owned on average. We are under leveraged 6% to this salary, guys, meaning it makes optimal 5.78% more than we are putting it in our lineup. So get the underdog salary of this pair in your lineup. Finish win rate under 20%, decision win rate just over 30%. So we're looking decent there, especially for a dog salary. These two salaries have been paired together 66 times, with the $8,200 salary making it 15 of those 66 times to the optimal lineup. That is an optimal rate of just 22.73%. Not something you want to see from a favorite salary. And at 8,200, that is not a very good percentage at all. Has just a 45.45% win rate. Again, subpar for a favorite salary. When it does win, it makes optimal just 50% of the time, which is low for a favorite salary. And it only scores 93.93 points per win. Let's check out the dog salary here. 8,000 has made optimal 4 more times than its favorite counterpart, 19 out of 66 times. That is a 28.79% win rate, or optimal rate, guys. You guys have picked fantastic fights, well over 25% optimal for at least one salary in each of these 3 fights. And we are at 28, almost 29% right now. So very, very good for the dog salary. Has a win rate of 50%. And it is optimal in 57.58% of its wins, averaging 91.61 points per win. I love the cheaty side of this. I love this fight in general. I'll be heavily targeting this one on DraftKings because of the people in it. Let's see if the Salary Voodoo agrees with me. Is this a fight to target? A cursed fight? A blessed fight? This is going to be a blessed fight. We got ourselves a Bernie here. 2 decent salaries in the top half of all salaries. 8,200 right in the middle, 8.6 salary score, 14th best out of 30 salaries. So right in the, just average, a little bit above average for a favorite salary. $8,000 is where we shine on this matchup. 7.21 salary score. It is the 10th best salary you can play, and we are under leveraged, remember, by I think I don't remember what it was, 5-6% under leverage to this play. So you can get more. 8,000 in your lineup would be my advice. And this week it's Cheaty and Njokuani, so I mean, come on, the guy's been a killer in his first 2 fights. So we'll see what happens here against Gregory Rodrigues. But for now, we got that Bernie, 2 Bernies, and a Frozen Jack. Let's get into the recap. We have Javid Basharat, Tony Gravely, the $8,600 and $7,600 matchup. Those salaries, we get good Salary Voodoo there. The $8,700 and $7,500 salaries for Hernandez and Barriault. Bad Salary Voodoo. The $8,700 side is very good, but the Barriault side drags it down into deep water where we do not want to be, the 4th worst salary overall. And then our final fight for Salary Voodoo here on the MMA Engine channel, we have Gregory Rodrigues and Cheaty and Njokuani, $8,200 and $8,000. Those salaries are very good for DraftKings. Be sure to get them in your lineup, especially the dog salary. The dog salary is doing all of the heavy lifting there, and that is your UFC Vegas 60 Salary Voodoo recap. Guys, I hope you do well in your tournaments this week. Be sure to check out Odds on Optimal. That is on the Monkmatician channel. If I have time, Game Theory will be out. This week has been so hectic. I'm trying to get it out this week. We will see. But right now, I'll say go check that out as well. Link will be in the description below. And you will know exactly how to play all of these fights, all of these matchups, all of these salaries when it comes to constructing lineups for GPPs. So guys, thank you for joining me. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. And as usual, I want all of you to enjoy the fight. So enjoy, and we will see you next time.